Hey Kiwi, and welcome back to a new episode of Hades 2. Before we head into the run, I am going to set ourselves up for a little bit of success in the future. We're going to buy a bunch of Psych so we can upgrade our Grasp. Or, I'm getting them mixed up. This is Psych and we're upgrading Grasp. And then here, I think I'm not going to buy enough Ashes to get Strength this run, but I'll probably do it the next run. And in the meantime, we do have 15 Ashes, so I'm going to go ahead and buy the Huntress. Since we are running the Umbral Torches, this is actually a really good Arcana. Every time we have less than 100% max of our magic, our attack and special deal 30% extra damage. Just by the very nature of how the torches play, I'm constantly going to be below max magic, so we're always going to have that card active pretty much, outside of like the first Omega attack. We're going to go for, it's technically three fear, but we only need 2 to get this this next testament, although I think I'm using the wrong weapon. I don't care, I just want to use the Umbral Torches. And we are taking Arachne's Keepsake. Oh,
I'm back.
Well, hello there, Hermes.
How's things? You good? I'm good, mostly. And good to see your task is underway, but change of plan, though it's a lot to ask. Up for a visit to Olympus sometime soon?
I'm sorry, I'm just distracted by his little turtle. It has such a cute little smiley face, and I love it.
Lord Hermes, just a moment. What do you mean, Olympus? My task is to stop Kronos in the underworld. I can hardly breathe the surface air, much less get to a mountaintop.
Come on, Em, you have your ways. Grimes is up to something bad, more than his usual attacks, so just give it some thought. I wouldn't ask if it was nothing, right? Now, gotta run, and so do you. I'll be in touch by Boone. So long for now.
Goodbye.
I like his little wind-up running animation, too. It's good to see Hermes back in action. All right, let's see. So,
Olympus needs me.
I will say
Surface.
Hermes feels a little bit weaker in this game in terms of the boons that he offers. They're all speed-related, of course. That's it. There are some very strong boons that he offers. One of which is actually on the table right now. Gain dodge chance and move speed that increases the more boons you have. So dodge chance is always incredible. Attack special and cast faster are kind of nice, but meh. Nitro boost isn't bad either. Your sprint is 15% faster and gives you a barrier that ignores 1 instance of damage per encounter, which could be really valuable, especially once we start running higher heat. But I'm going to take Hasty Retreat because I think that's going to be the best boon for our current predicament. Anyway, so my goal with this run is to stack as much armor as possible. The way Arachne's Silken Sash works is every room we clear, we get 2 armor. And it starts with a base of 30. The issue is it only gives you armor if you have armor pre-existing. So if at any point our armor breaks, the keepsake effectively becomes useless until we get more armor. Seleni's a pretty valid Oh, we have a present of Starfruit. Kiwi just walked over and showed me Starfruit in a package. We just tried out a Ecuadorian dragon fruit, so you know what? We are connoisseurs of weird niche fruit and produce in general, particularly squashes if Kiwi is involved. So this is a little exciting little surprise. I guess we'll have to try those tomorrow since we ate our dragon fruit today. I'm gonna go ahead and gift Selene, I think. I do use her keepsake often enough.
Selene, I now send to you the nectar of the gods, that it may warm your passage across the sky.
But, little star, you offer this to me. The connection that we share as Silver Sisters is already more than I can ask. Now be that as it may, I have something for you.
Hey, it's interesting the voice direction they gave Selene. She's got such a soft and soothing kind of voice. Almost like she's whispering.
You honor me, sister.
We have received the moonbeam.
I draw you down, O moon. Lend me your light.
What do we get
Our
here?
charge as Silver Sisters is to work in shadow to uphold the will of night. Olympus remains unaware of us, that their own goddess of the hunt is one of us, that their own messenger serves us as well. Let us keep it this way.
All right, so she offers us, ooh, moon water, amazing. So this is one of her strongest boons, objectively speaking. Your hex restores 15 HP up to 3 times and replenishes whenever you use fountains. Basically, it's free HP. And it doesn't take that, it takes a fair bit of magic to activate, but still not so much when you consider how much magic we're going to be burning through with the Umbral Flames, or the Umbral Torches. Pardon me. Also, I should mention early on in the episode that we are currently baking some banana bread, so anticipate an alarm going off somewhere in about, I want to say, let's say 35 minutes from now about, maybe slightly less than that. Probably around the time we are in the morning fields. Let's see, what do we get hammer-wise here? Melting Helix. Your specials deal 100 damage to armor. Projectiles from your specials orbit faster. Your attacks knock foes away and have plus 10 power. I don't actually know what attack boon I'm going to build around here, so Leaden Blaze is always a good option because it will let us scale better. Yeah, well, since we don't have the prophecy about what hammers to take, I think I'll just take the one that directly empowers my playstyle for now. The knockback is a little bit annoying because I tend not to appreciate how it like pushes enemies away from where I'm trying to hit them, but otherwise it's still a pretty all-around solid damaging option, I would say. And unlike other boons where the added armor damage feels pretty substantial, this one's only 100 per special. But I guess the special hits multiple times, so maybe it actually is kind of busted. I don't know. Ooh, this is
something for you.
Both of these are really good. Hestia or Zeus would be amazing for this build. I think for the maracas, I call these torches maracas sometimes. I'm gonna go with Hestia first, hope for a really strong attack boon, because if we get that, we are gonna be chunking these enemies. I focus on dodging for now. These things will swing at me if I walk too close. Probably wasted the magic on that. I'll save the rest for my Omega attack if I can. Oop, took one hit. We've actually got a pretty nice stack of armor so far. We're at 39. Trying not to hit her tendrils, but I can't really fully control auto-targeting, unfortunately. We should break her armor any second now, and now it's a free win. I'm going to try and save Moonwater up as much as I can, and we absolutely give Hestia a gift. We want her as soon as possible.
Hestia, I hope you will accept this offering. It's a pleasure to have met someone with your warmth, wisdom, and strength.
Well, look at you, making me offerings. Such hospitality. And while I throw most customs to the flames, the old exchange of gifts is one that I don't mind. So here, something from me.
I maintain what I said in my original early access playthrough. I would love to bake with her. She seems like she'd be fun to bake with.
Something from Great Auntie Hestia.
We have received the Everlasting Ember.
Your dad and I got on all right, comparatively speaking, I suppose. After we put the Titans in their place, though, he went down into your underworld and I drifted away like a spark from a flame.
All right, and there is her attack. Her magic regen isn't terrible here, but we objectively need her attack. 45 on-hit damage is amazing. And we're getting a palm immediately after, so our attacks are going to be doing a ton of damage over time very quickly. And because we got that hammer earlier, we will also have a fairly decent bit of base damage too. But objectively speaking, most of our damage is going to come from Hestia's Curse Scorch, which again is kind of an effectively infinitely stacking damage over time effect, although it does cap at 999 damage built up. But she does give you boons that let you pop it immediately, or at the very least, let it burn faster. It used to activate too slowly, and so it was she used to be one of the worst gods in the game in early access. They've really buffed her up a fair bit. And now that we have our peace tablet, we can make friends with the Shades. And this will make it so we get a lot more grasp pretty quickly, so we should be able to build up our Arcana very quickly as well.
See you in the crossroads.
I am certainly eager to have that happen. So, I can't afford anything in the shop. We need meta progression items, so I'm going to risk it. I'm going to go for this Ash. We have 42 armor, which means we've gone through 6 encounters now worth of... I think we've done more than that, actually. It's just that we took a couple hits and have regenerated armor. I would have loved it if Arachne had shown up on this run, because she would have just comboed with her keepsake. We would have gotten so much early game armor. I don't think we're going to see our god that it gives... Oh, well, I was literally going to say I don't think we're going to see Hephaestus, but look who it is. Hephaestus gives a bunch of armor granting boons. He actually, I think, might be the only god who does so for the most part. There are probably others that I just can't think of them. But that's pretty awesome. Also, Kiwi, for you, it'll probably be too hard to notice, but you can tell how much Scorch has built up on an enemy by the orange-colored HP bar above them. So it goes red, orange, and then well, the end of the bar. So you can tell the white damage is the damage that's actually been dealt. The orange damage is the damage that will be dealt through Scorch, and the red damage or the red HP is what's remaining of their full HP.
To fit me for a suit of armor? In the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
Mel, just saying, that's kind of the point. We do want a suit of armor here.
Oh, you're that new cousin of mine. They told me you needed a weapon or something. You already got one. Right, lousy one can spot that piss poor workmanship from here. Though I could tune it up.
All right, Heffy, what have you got? Special... Oh, perfect. I think... So the one downside to this is I do think these boons that give you armor they don't make it so the armor that you have so the armor I have right now gets used before the armor that Hef's boons give, unfortunately. But that said, all of these are both pretty solid armor giving boons. A 14-second delay per 500 damage on the special does not feel appealing, especially if we can get Zeus on the special. That will make it do a lot of damage. So I am feeling, I think, security system for now. We do not have enough magic to really want to prime it.
Stronger, isn't it?
And then Aphrodite actually isn't bad. We'll go for her cast if we can find it, because that'll lock enemies into place and make it so we can stack Scorch on them with our Omega and hit our Omega attacks more reliably. Potentially, if we got a good special boon, we can also use that. We are still definitely looking for some sort of magic regain boon, because we're going to be burning through magic very quickly the further into this run we go, especially depending on certain boons that we get, like things that prime magic. Yeah, let's do it.
You make me want to doubt myself less frequently, Lady Aphrodite. You wouldn't mind another offering, would you?
Oh, wait, I forgot I already gave her one. Oops, well, that's a waste. I want keepsakes more than friendship right now.
Your offering is more than welcome, love. And come to think, it's been entirely too long since someone showered me with praise.
I was just realizing I was going to save my last nectar for Zeus, but we already did him too, so oopsie. Oh well.
So you're the star student of Great Hecate. A little birdie told me she'd been training up a real prodigy. Imagine my surprise when it turned out to be the missing princess of the underworld. How positively scandalous.
Scandalous. I feel like I made that joke in the original playthrough too. Okay, so these are all really solid options. I could hold out on these two for a higher rarity potentially later in the run. Secret Crush doesn't benefit us too much right now because it'll cut off our max magic and we lose the bonus power, and we're depending more on Hestia's DPS than our base damage, even though the base damage is quite nice. This early on is pretty solid for us, but I think I'm going to stick with Rapture Ring because it applies a curse, and then we'll be able to, with that, we'll actually be able to pretty reliably have Origination going, which will buff our damage pretty solidly as long as I have my cast down and enemies are standing in it. Yeah, I think this is the best call. It'll up our damage substantially, and it'll just make it easier to crowd control enemies, keep them in one place where I can hit them with multiple attacks. I do outrange these Screechers. I don't actually remember their name. Whalers, maybe? Slightly. Like, look at that. That Omega attack just wiped out all of those little pinhead fish. I think they're called pinheads. Like, I'm eventually going to learn the names of all the enemies. I don't think we've unlocked the Codex yet. But now our attacks deal 70. Although this is kind of funny. 150 armor at the start of for 7 seconds. That won't last long enough to really matter, but it's fine. All right, we'll go ahead and take more damage on the attack, because that's where the core of our DPS will come from. Oddly enough, I am evading HP more than I usually would, and largely that is because we have all this armor. Demeter as our final god. Not a bad... Wait, do I have... Yeah, I have 4 gods. Demeter as our final god isn't terrible. It's no Zeus, but I think we take her. We don't need Zeus here.
The Titan's coin that you exchanged for this message. We shall find all of it, melt it down, and return the gold whence it came.
Out of all the gods, Demeter always seems kind of the most threatening, to be honest. All right, Arctic Ring isn't bad. It freezes enemies, which is great, but I think I'll just take Arctic Gale, which is the cast secondary boon. Now we get a third curse that slows down enemies. It's pretty solid.
You were able to reach the House of Hades before me, my lord. Doubtless why that final stretch was clear. You must know I was unable to prevail. Just have to give it another go, won't we? Thank you for your support.
All right, let's see if we can no damage Hecate again. Keep our armor going as much as possible.
I heard from Hermes, headmistress. He gave me the impression that Olympus needs my aid. What of my task?
Your task remains, as does the adversary whom you face. We shall discuss the matter with Hermes elsewhere. We have other matters first.
Get some Scorch on her, toss out my cast, and then get close, more Scorch. And like, look at that, we've already basically phased her with just that. Let's find the real one, which is probably not you. Yeah, it's not you. You're over here. All right, there we go, phase 1 down. Yeah, Hestia's attack just, on the torches, Hestia's attack just does so much damage. It's so, she's so strong. Like, they took one of the weakest gods and made her into one of the strongest, and I am here for it because Hestia is Bestia. I said that from the start of my original playthrough, and I maintain the position. Where is the real one? Over here. There you are.
Behold.
Behold. What am I beholding? All right, there we go. And now I just have to dodge, dodge, dodge. Keep dodging, just keep dodging. I wonder if oh, Kiwi, my cast. I didn't realize Arctic Gale, the Demeter boon. So the way Arctic Gale works is in your cast circle, it does an AoE that does a little bit of damage. It's not really that substantial, but it is something at least. But more importantly, it slows enemies and it slows enemy projectiles.
Hold. I think you won.
She sounds a little sour about that win.
You arrived with not so much as a single cut or scrape and thus depart. Such strength and agility as can stop time.
Well, even more custom dialogue. This time we took no damage this entire run because of the armor. And we took no damage against her too. That's cool. I love that they have little... I love that about Supergiant games. They just account for so many different possibilities.
Beneath the outer edge of Erebus extends a hidden region of the underworld, known only to few, and navigable only by fewer still.
Let's hope so.
And even if it's only like one sentence that they have, it's still a lot. It's still probably more than a lot of other games would do. So we are currently at 54 armor and 50 max HP. We're kind of dependent on this armor to carry us, frankly, because I have been avoiding I have been avoiding Centaur Hearts for the sake of more DPS. We're still at the point where like one hit from Kronos just breaks our entire armor though, so
Practicing, Skilla.
We'll see. That said, we are running a relatively safe weapon, all things considered, because I can keep my distance and just toss out damage left and right. A shame we have no Zeus on our special, because that really would have been like... honestly, of the builds I can run, Zeus special Hestia attack is probably one of the strongest and one of my favorite builds. We'll keep going for Ash again. We want to build up our Arcana as much as possible before we start prioritizing bones for other things. Trying to keep origination going by keeping my enemies in Rapture Ring. You must have like... Oh, wow, you had more HP than I thought you would. Hey.
Good.
There's Narcissus again. We haven't used his keepsake yet. Let's see. Coin would not be a bad option. I think I still go Narcissus. He could give us some max HP or a boon.
Like, yeah. Just totally, I mean, right? Suitors. I have one rule, and that's look, but don't touch, okay? In fact, why don't you stand a little farther back? And also tell me how come you keep showing up like this?
I've some affairs to settle in the lower reaches of the underworld. Thought I'd take this rather scenic route through this chamber of yours.
Kiwi, that banana bread I mentioned is starting to smell heavenly. It probably has like about 10 minutes more on it, but I'm so looking forward to eating it.
Oh, it isn't my chamber. I just find the waters here particularly clean and reflective. And far fewer would-be suitors than an asphodel. Remember to take a gift before you go.
All right, let's see. Max magic and grass or max HP and bones. Objectively speaking, the grass does us more for the meta progression, and I could probably stomach it, but I think I'm gonna play it safe and take the HP here.
I guess.
I don't know. I could have made an argument. Could have made an argument for either. Here's Hef with a mini boss. Uh-oh. It's uh-oh.
You again.
Hi, Tony. So for context, in my Hades 1 playthrough, I think because of what Halion, a Hades 1 speedrunner, and just in general Hades content creator, named him. Actually, oh, would you look at that? I think security system did in fact block out the damage to our personal armor. So you know what? Okay, that actually does it really good against mini bosses first in particular. I can play a little bit more risky to get DPS off, and then just kite them around the bends otherwise. He's having some hard time pathing here. But yeah, here's the thing about Tony is you can really safe spot him. You can cheese him so hard with ranged builds if you just kind of dash around the areas, because he has no way of breaking those boundaries. You know what? Why don't we go ahead and give Hef the final nectar?
Lord Hephaestus, your services must be in very high demand. I'm grateful, and doubtless so are the nocturnal arms.
Look, I don't work for tips. Though ours ain't an ordinary arrangement, and then often lately get new regular clients. So here, call it a trade.
All right, Heffy, we get
I'm in your debt for this, Hephaestus, sir.
the Adamant Shard.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Now your boon, Smithy Rush, isn't that amazing. Heavy Metal, your weapons deal more damage based on 20% of your maximum armor, and you gain 75 right now. It's going to be either that or Uncanny Fortitude, because this, like Aphrodite, he also has a pretty substantial HP up boon of gain max HP based on your max magic limit. I think we take Heavy Metal objectively. That's kind of how we're playing the game. We may as well do it.
Strength.
And it means we speed along the early game very heavily. Or like the start of every room, we're going to be doing a lot more damage. 20% of 139 armor is nothing to sniff at, mind you. I foresee myself losing it very rapidly if I am not careful. See our last run, frankly. Although it wasn't armor that we lost, it was just our life. But like, we have a really good tank build with pretty substantial DPS from a single Hestia boon. It used to be that no one wanted to build Hestia. I still liked her, but I definitely recognized her weakness. And mind you, like, I only saw her on release. I did not see her anywhere else in the early access because I really didn't play much more after the like first patch of early access. I think we palm. I think we go palm over Aphrodite. Although, I guess shameless attitude. Aphrodite does objectively have some really good boons. So maybe I should have gone Aphro, but I think it's fine. We're still hurting for some mana regen, but we haven't actually found a situation where we strictly needed it. Also, I didn't address it. 1 second, let's see what we get. Another hit on the attack. I mean, we got it. It's now 80. That's amazing. That's so good for us. Okay, there are ash, so one of these will be bones, one of these will be nectar. I'm gonna go for the nectar. I think right now my goal is to get as many keepsakes as I can and start building story. So I will in general prioritize nectar over meta progression items until I don't have a reason not to any further. Fortunately, we guessed wrong just like last time. It's fine. So we don't have the best armor best answer to armor, but we have really solid damage, so it doesn't even matter. There's a nectar. Okay, down we go. And plus 2 more armor. I actually mistook the scorch damage that we built up for the armor there, or other way around. I mistook the armor as the scorch damage. There's a little bit of a risk to colored blindness on this. I actually want, like, there are some accessibility options in this game, I believe. I don't know what they are because I haven't really explored them. I wonder if they have something for colored blindness. I'd be really curious. All right, HP or shop. We go for shop because we can afford a boon. And there's Hestia. This should be the, yep, there's Scylla. Okay, so I think we just take Hestia. Well, we can't afford the other ones anyway. Heat Rush, Pyrotechnique, there it is. Your Scorch effects deal damage faster, 50% faster. So normally Scorch does 100 damage a second. Now it'll do 150 damage a second.
Fired up.
Which Pyrotechnique actually adds up very quickly to our overall DPS.
Hello.
Hi.
In my meeting with the gals the other night, we got to talking. I was talking mostly, but we started wondering, what is your deal? Jetty thinks maybe you're an agent?
I mean, I'm happy to offer you work.
Jetty is rather perceptive then, for I am indeed an agent of night. This realm has fallen to the Titan. We shall see it restored to its rightful rule, no matter who gets in our way.
I am an agent of night. I am Batman.
I can't believe it, Jetty. You were right. An agent on the hunt. Well, your search is over, Agent Lady, because you won't find a bigger talent in the sea or out. Just watch.
Just watch. But don't call me it. That's kind of rude. We have 213 armor right now, actually. Okay, so it does tell us when the armor runs out by giving us a little dong sound. I had been assuming that was our moon water being fully charged, because the sound effect I think is the same, but I guess not. All right. Like, again, just one Hestia boon is enough to just melt these bosses, especially once we get origination ticking. Like, we had 500 damage in Scorch alone just that was built up there, and it couldn't even go through because we had already killed her. I love Hestia boons. Hestia boons on this weapon, and on a couple other weapons, but particularly, I mean, I've said it before, the Emerald Torches are probably my favorite weapon in the game, so the lack of magic will hurt us, but again, our damage comes from Scorch. Anyway, so given that you got up, Kiwi, I imagine that our banana bread has finished. So once this run is over, I hope we get to take at least a taste of the fresh baked banana bread. All right, and a 3, and a 2, and a skiddly diddly delete the skilla. Perfect. All right, so yeah, how much armor do we have right now? Because we have so much armor, right? We've got 134 armor, 75 max HP. Moon water. We have moon water. We just need a mana regen. We still need mana regen or magic regen.
Alluring siren song fades finally to nothingness, leaving the princess of the dead to contemplate the pathways plunging deeper toward forbidden regions of the realm.
We're almost to the fields.
Now, what run is this? This is run 6, I want to say. So Eris is probably still here.
Reeks in here.
I want to say we're going to run into Eris here. If not, we're definitely going to see her in Tartarus. She is much less of a threat when she shows up on the final floor because her whole curse is an idea of you get 5% more damage taken every encounter.
The morning fields.
So the later and later she shows up, the less that's going to add up to being, oh, good, we don't get her. And instead we get another Hestia boon and a hammer. That sounds amazing.
I won't wind up like all these wretches here.
Anyway, I think we're probably in a good enough spot that I can ramble about something other than the game. I think I can probably maintain commentary and have my brain focus on other things. So let's see, what is there to talk about? I mean, we're coming up on Christmas and it came up really fast. I'm gonna go Christmas shopping soon and hopefully find some gifts for you, Kiwi. I really don't know what to get you. I mean, books are always the default, so I'll obviously be checking out a bookstore. I have some ideas. I was looking at plushies for you of Pokemon characters that you like, but they're out of stock, which is sad. I wanted to get you a Shroomish plushie so bad. Let's see, your specials deal 100 damage to armor, your Omega special lasts 2 seconds longer, projectiles from your specials orbit 20% faster. I guess we'll just take the duration effect for the Omega special, Enduring Coil. I'm not really going to use my Omega special. The Omega special is incredible when you have a Zeus boon on it. We don't even have a special, and without a way to regenerate mana, I really want to save my magic for our Omega attack, since that produces a pretty sizable AoE and pretty good source of damage. Because we started the early game without access to the golden boughs, I have untrained myself to go hunting for them and activating them as soon as I see them. They're usually relatively close to where you start, and the trick is to follow the golden petals. So we'll do just that. These little enemies here probably aren't going to give us anything too significant, but sometimes they can drop coins, so I figure it's worth going ahead and taking them out. All right, the golden bough must be this way. There it is, perfect. Okay, now I will know where to go. And there's the Hestia boon. Looks like that's the only thing left on the map too, unfortunately. I do appreciate that this area does give you some optional little bonus rewards that doesn't require you to beat the actual, beat any bonus enemies. They're just usually surrounded by some number of them anyway. I appreciate that because it gives you the option of playing a little safer in terms of not taking the fight, but arguably you might be safer getting those items, getting in, getting out sort of thing. All right, Hestia special. I don't think we take that. Controlled burn, heat rush. None of these are really what I want, honestly. I guess I could stack Scorch faster this way, so there is that. I don't foresee myself building around Controlled Burn, and I don't want the extra magic cost. Unfortunately, her sprint really isn't that amazing. It does very little damage, and we're not really at risk of taking fire damage in this region, so I don't know. I guess, there's no winning here, honestly. I guess I'll just take her special. More Scorch damage, why not?
I think I'm finished here.
We'll save it for when we have a magic regen option. Demeter mini-boss isn't really my favorite, but we'll take it. We got the easiest mini-boss that we could find here, I think. Oh gosh, let me out, let me out, let me out, let me out. Hey. So those little clouds of darkness, or angry red clouds that show up every now and again, they slow you. They're not like the the temporal fields that spawn in Tartarus, but they're kind of the next worst option. They slow you down substantially, and I was just stuck in hit stun there, unfortunately.
Myrtle, in the name of Hades.
All right, Demeter, what have you got? Your sprint, your gain, your steady growth. Kind of too late for steady growth to even be relevant. Tranquil gain's a little bit of a not my favorite mana gain because we have to stand still, but we gain 75% of our magic every second while standing still. And her sprint is kind of awful, so I guess we'll take her gain again. It's really not my favorite gain boon. And here is Echo. We are still really, we despite taking a whole bunch of damage in that last room, we still have 132 armor.
Poor thing, poor thing, poor thing. I wish I knew what you were doing in a place like this. Though, you can't just tell me, can you? Your heart must have been broken.
I wonder who's the heartbreaker around these parts.
Must have been broken. Heartbroken. Heartbroken.
Let's see. So we could get another Demeter boon. We could get a boon from last night, or we could... Oh, Kiwi. So this is one of the best options on most runs that we're going to take very often, especially when we have kind of a meme-ish build going on. Pom Pom Pom. Double the level of a random one of your boons whose level is higher than the rest. We currently only have one boon that is higher than the rest, and it is at +4. That is our attack. And now, it is at +8, which is 105 damage every second, which is actually more like 150 damage every second. That's great. Okay, let's see. What do we want here? Aphrodite HP magic, Hermes palm coin. We will get enough coin for the shop. I think I'll just go this way because it has max HP, honestly. And Afro won't be bad either. Afro gives us some pretty solid options. Oops, I dashed right into that. I don't know if it was always the case, but I think I remember that security system did not used to make your armor, the armor you get from it, take the damage first. Perhaps I'm mistaken. Maybe that was the case and I just misremembered. I think there is at least one boon from Hef that does not work that way, which is really frustrating. I do think temporary armor should break first. Ooh. That special is tempting, but then I think about it objectively and I'm never going to be close to enemies and use my special confidently. So I don't think we take that. And Heartbreaker, kind of the same deal. Spiritual Affirmation, gain 15% magic and HP. Why not? We are aggressively tanky, actually.
I'm not your prey, Lamii.
I need to remember I have a gain boon, so I can actually use this to add to our Scorch building. The biggest issue with Scorch is without certain boons, you can't really maximize your DPS. You're capped. You're effectively capped, dependent on what the rate of your Scorch ticking is.
Flourish.
Let's see, where do we go now? We've got things. Oh, we've got things down this way. Oh wow, everything is down this way. Okay, we'll take the HP first and then loop around to get the other items. So what I'm trying to say is, so Scorch will always tick at 150 damage a second right now because it does base 100 and then Pyrotechnic makes it do more. So that is kind of the cap at the rate of which our biggest source of damage will deal damage.
Better.
So basically, Scorch, despite that fact, honestly, Scorch still feels really potent in terms of its overall DPS, but it does have that limiting factor. That said, there are other boons that eventually make it so Scorch can pop early or do more damage when it pops. So it just all around is surprisingly powerful if used right. Right. Where am I going? There it is. I was right next to it and somehow missed that. Okay. I think we should be up to the shop now if I'm correct, which means we've got 240 armor for the first 7 seconds of the boss fight, which is pretty awesome. I would like to see anyone other than Demeter. Hef is okay. What have you got, Hef?
I accept this message.
Smithy Rush, tough gain. Darn. We didn't really get anything we want. I guess I'll take his rush, so it's one less boon that we're offered later. It's not really... None of the gods I'm using have really great rush boons, admittedly. Hef's is okay, but it feels pretty weak. Demeter's is pretty weak. Hestia's is really weak. Aphrodite's is okay. It's fine. Smithy Rush it is. We may as well get a little ding-ding into this build. You'll understand why I call it ding-ding in a second, Kiwi.
Pure instinct now.
Ding-ding. Basically, most of Hef's boons, when they get activated and do their big AoE damage, they make a little ding sound, and so there are some really silly builds that are just called like ding-dong builds, where you focus on a Hef boon and doing as much damage with it as possible. Look at that, we have 999 Scorch damage on Cerberus. Bail out here. Oh, right, I forgot I need to dodge. I have 229 armor, Kiwi. Like, even if Cerberus had a chance to damage us, even if Cerberus does damage us, we no longer have to deal with the Erebus, or the Eris curse here. We have so much armor, and we have Rapture Wing applying weak, which makes enemies deal 30% less damage to us. And on top of all of that, we also have Moonwater to just make us able to heal at any point. I wonder, honestly, like, I could very much get cocky here, but I wonder if I just go into Chronos and start trying to DPS him without dodging and see if we can get away with it. That said, if I keep taking hits like this, maybe I should not get so cocky. That was pretty easy. We'll just let him burn to death.
Cerberus, you're free.
Maybe I shouldn't burn the dog to death. That sounds bad. That actually sounds bad. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. No one saw that.
Triple-headed guardian of Tartarus regains his senses once again.
But do you understand? Like, compare this to our last run. Hestia is just objectively broken in this game. She's
Find your master now.
like, I will maintain that Zeus is the strongest god, but Hestia offers a strong second.
Hello again, good shade.
Even the doleful residents of the morning fields would rather languish longer there than plummet deeper into the abyss, where only the most wretched shades reside.
Only the most wretched serving Kronos.
Huey, I'm not gonna lie, the smell of the banana bread wafting into this room is painful. It smells so good, and I am very hungry. All I've eaten today was a couple, we made some black bean brownies, which are really good, but I only took a couple of them. They're pretty tiny, and they're not terribly filling, and I had a couple carrot sticks, and I think that's all I've eaten today. Maybe we can eat some of our soup once we made some soup. I'll probably go our Italian veg and chicken soup. Maybe we'll go for that for lunch today. That sounds pretty good. I'll make a salad to go. Oh, there she is. Eris, indeed. But honestly, we are so stacked right now. She doesn't even matter here.
What are you doing here in Tartarus? There's no way you could have access to this place unless...
Unless I could, like, fly? Come off it, babe. You're way too stuck in your own head. You'll probably be stuck here, too. Death to Kronos!
Trying to slow me down.
Doesn't even give us grasp anymore. Lame. All right, let's see. How bad is that? So it starts off at 20% increased damage.
Just a few chambers to the house.
I think I can very comfortably take as many bonus chambers as I want here, but we'll see what is offered. Oh, and you know what?
Be very careful where you tread, my girl.
Arachne's keepsake leveled up, so now we're gaining 3 armor a room instead of 2, which is pretty funny. I think it caps at 5 when it's fully leveled. I may be mistaken about that. That would feel appropriate, because it would be odd if they did 4. I'd understand if they just wanted to do 4, but like 5 is just such a nicer number for everyone. The biggest weakness of Hephaestus's Ding Ding Boons is that early on they feel pretty weak, because yeah, you do a huge burst of damage, but then it's on like a 10+ second cooldown timer. And
Greetings, father.
that said, as you get more rarity and more palms on those boons, they just get progressively scarier and scarier.
The monstrous hound of hell bears countless fangs as if to say, back off.
All right, message received, will not pet.
My father, he visited me recently, demanding that I tell him where to find you. I made clear I did not know, but you are drawing more of his attention.
Honestly, that's a good thing. If we're drawing it away from you, then he's not torturing you and the other people who don't deserve it.
You're saying he tortured you, that blasted wretch. He won't need to find me. I'm about to find him.
Okay, maybe I'm actually making it worse. Never mind. It was nice to feel good about myself for a second, only to immediately have it come crumbling down.
Do not misunderstand. We merely spoke. Granted, that is a rarity in itself. You never knew what to do with my brothers or me. Never should have had us at all.
It is interesting. It does show you here early on that Kronos is amenable to talking things out. He's obviously very mad and clearly very, very hurt from what his family did to him.
Father, please don't speak that way. What even happened with you all? I know the tales of how you vanquished him, but know so little of how it was for you growing up.
We often fought. He believed we would take after him. None of us did. And when the fates decided that the time had come for us to rule in his stead, he resisted. Bitterly. But these old memories, I would leave them buried.
All right, so they're kind of general. They're not giving too much of a fine detail here, but it's interesting. All right, let's see. Howling Soul. Your cast launch a projectile that seeks foes. The binding circle forms where it hits. That's apparently a fated choice, so we'll want to take that. Last Grasp or Unseen Ire? I mean, Unseen Ire would be pretty funny if we're doing 70% damage and invulnerable when we get hit, especially considering our armor situation. But I mean, I'm gonna prioritize prophecies where I can. It'll open up more options for runs where things are a little bit dicier, and this is definitely not a dicey run. So Howling Soul, our cast is now a projectile. Oh hey, it's Hades' old boiling blood cast. That's really cute. Alrighty. We're just gonna run face first into these guys and just take them out one at a time. Like even my special, like my special applies a scorch pretty fast if I use my base special. Since I have magic regen, it doesn't hurt to try and use my Omega special a little bit more. Just stacks more scorch. Admittedly, it's probably not worth doing in terms of building up scorch, because we already just build up Scorch too fast with our attack. That said, it is still more damage for just hitting them with the fire orbs at the base damage, so may as well. All right. Ooh, another Hephaestus boon with a mini-boss. We'll take that. Okay, it's the Vermimancer, which is honestly the easiest mini-boss to deal with of the bunch. We'll take that. We just have to watch out for the little vermin that he spawns, and also his big tail sweep that has a much longer hitbox, and I appreciate it. His vermin that he spawned do kind of bum rush you. They have effectively 2 HP, but they have to take 2 hits to die. Oh no. I dashed right into that a time effect, and he's just dead. Goodbye. Like, once I see that that their entire bar is either yellow, orange or white, I know they're dead. I can just run around and focus on evasion.
In the name of Hades.
All right, Heffy, that's a pretty solid attack. Ooh, that's kind of funny. Ding ding every 2 seconds for 400 damage. I don't actually think it's worth using, but it would be funny. It would be really funny. It's tempting. I will say it's tempting. Just every 2 seconds, watch the entire room get take 400 damage. If we had Grand Caldera, it would also make it a lot stronger too. I think we just take. Oh, you know what? This is good. This applies Hephaestus' curse, which of all the curses, I feel like this is the hardest one to reliably get, just because of the nature of how Heffy's boons work. But your blast effects from Hephaestus inflict glow, causing foes to take 20% more damage for 5 seconds. That sounds pretty good. I'm gonna take that. Because even if I'm not using his dash that aggressively, I am going to use it enough on Kronos to benefit from those 5 seconds of extra damage. I need to remember that I don't need to go point blank to drop my cast on enemies anymore. I've kind of been trained to do so basically up until this very moment. I guess that would have been a pretty solid Hestia boon to get, because she has something similar we proved in, I think, our 2nd or 3rd run. But now I guess I don't have to worry about going up close to drop my cast and getting the Rapture Ring going. That'll be quite nice for overall survivability. That said, it seems I'm very prone to going melee range. Oh gosh, that's a lot of things. All right, we are taking a fair few hits here. These little laser towers they deactivate when you finish a room. They don't count as enemies, but they are clipping me far more than I would like them to. I'm going to continue to take bonus chambers. I think we are more than well off enough on this run that I can afford to face the damage that I take and deal with the repercussions of Eris's curse. Okay, well, I still maintain my position, but every time I maintain that argument, I am undoing the argument a little bit further. Jeez. Would you stop? You know what, that's the issue. I'm forgetting that with armor. No, you know what, I thought that my attacks didn't do knockback, but they do. I guess I was just stopping the train of attack too early. Making our attack go up to 120 base damage does sound pretty funny. Okay. We honestly needed to hit Pyrotechnic so that we can, at least I think we can do that. So that our, what is it? We needed to do that so that our Scorch burns faster, because at this point, we can apply all the Scorch in the world. It doesn't matter if it's still ticking at the rate that it's currently ticking. We really do need the palms to hit Pyrotechnique. I will eventually learn the timing of how these guys spawn. Obviously, I've done previous runs, I've made that clear. But that doesn't mean I've learned the ins and outs of the nuances of the fight of all the battle mechanics. And I was doing a lot of the second zone sort of fights. Oh goodness, those lasers do so much damage. All right, I guess I've gotten a little greedy. Let's go ahead and regenerate magic. I just need to play safer. I'm taking more hits than I really need to. And there's no excuse for that, other than I'm just not playing safe. Oh, Kiwi, they keep giving me bonus chambers, and I'm going to regret my decisions, inevitably, but while the fun is lasting, let's go ahead and have some more fun. I'm now appreciating, I did not consider these money bag enemies to be a real threat, because realistically speaking, they die so quickly. But they're glass cannons. They do so much damage if you get caught in their laser beam for more than a single hit. And even if you do get a single hit, granted, I guess that is in part because of the Eris curse that we've been pretty aggressively stacking up where maybe we didn't need to. What are we at now? Let's see. We are at 55% more damage. Ah, man. We're not getting the palms that we really need, but I guess what this means is I can drop 4 attacks have a whole bunch of Scorch stacked up on an enemy, and then I can play it safe for the rest of the fight. Maybe that's what it equates to, admittedly. Dashed right into that trap, but I do think... Okay, good. So we have lost a lot of armor. We've lost about half of the armor that we had. We started at over 200, and now we're down to 96. So Tartarus has not been kind to us, I will admit that. Oh well. I still think we're fine. I just have to sweat a little bit extra. Would love to see some collectibles in the area. Oh, okay, never mind. For a second, I thought we gained 5 armor there. I thought, oh, hey, we just had the Silken Sash rank up again. I told you very early on in the run, or very early on in the playthrough, these enemies in particular, for some reason, their projectiles just do not mesh well with my brain, and I go running into them. I take more damage from these guys typically than any other enemy in Tartarus. That may not be the case here, and there's another hit. All right, what I do is I just drop my cast, and I still took a hit anyway. Oh well. Oof, we've lost a lot of armor. Okay. Well, I guess I can't be cocky anymore, unfortunately. Yeah, I know this room shape. I've seen this room so many times in my Hades 1 playthrough. Like, the shape of this room. Maybe what I need to do is honestly just play aggressive while I have security system active, and then once it deactivates, then I play back a little bit further. Or I just pray that I don't get the enemy types that really undo my mental capabilities for winning. I need to remember that I have Ding Ding on my dash. Ding Ding on my dash. There we go, okay. Any more bonus chambers? That is it. So we are going to be approaching Kronos with 70% increased damage. At least we're mitigating that a little bit with Rapture Ring, reducing it by 30%. I don't need HP. So technically, you know, I'm just realizing I have not taken a single hit of red HP damage this entire run, now that I think about it. Let's start with the palm. I don't think there's anything that I could get that I would want a palm, so... There it is, Pyrotechnic. Okay, this is amazing for us. We have our Scorch ticks almost twice as fast, over twice as fast now. 125% increase. We needed that so much we needed that so long ago, but I'm not gonna complain here. Take the mystery boon. Hi, Afro.
The fleeting quality of beauty is what makes us long for it. But even for those whose outer beauty has abandoned them, there's often inner beauty that burns bright. Don't you agree, dear Hestia?
Did she absolutely just called Hestia ugly. Oh, Afro, you do not want to be on the wrong side of Hestia. She's made that clear through this playthrough. Also, our first duo.
Careful with that line of reasoning there, Aphrodite. You don't have much inner beauty to speak of, and your outer beauty I can melt off in a snap. And growing all those lustrous tresses back would take a while by my reckoning.
I love Hestia. She's so fighty. All right. Burning Desire. While foes are weak, any Scorch they have does not diminish as it deals damage. So we basically have infinite stacking Scorch. All I need to... Basically, here's how we win. I don't even have to fight Kronos. I get him fully stacked with Scorch, and then I throw my cast, and I just run away. And it's going to be funny. It's going to be very funny. That is the first duo boon of the entire, like, playthrough, too. We're on night, what?
Tyrannical Titan's stolen fortress beckons, for the moment undefended and exposed, either because his forces have been scattered, or his certainty of victory complete.
I'm losing track.
Perhaps both.
I think this is night 6. So, 6 runs before we saw our very first duo. Took a while, didn't it?
We have a visitor.
All right, Kronos, bring it.
You slipped through my fingers before, only to return and give to me another opportunity to add you to my collection. Did Athena truly get all the wisdom in our family?
He sounds so happy and pleased with himself, and he's going to have a very harsh reality.
Your collection. You speak of your kin as objects to be put on display. The gods ought to have put you on display after cutting you to pieces, instead of discarding you like common filth.
You know, I'm still rather sore about all that. I truly thought my children would be different. That they would show their elders some respect. But they did not. And my tolerance has its limits.
I like that they played with the voice effect on Kronos as well. I should mention that, like, the kind of alternating between kind of the friendlier, less aggressive voice and the, like, deeper kind of forked, angry voice that he has. All right, so look at that. He's at 735 Scorch and it's just not going down. So like, yeah, he's at the Scorch cap and he can't do anything about it. Oh, hello. I'm gonna see if I can beat him without taking any damage. Like, that would be really cool. I tried to use my cast there defensively. I don't actually know if it went off or not. Just gonna take out his friends first. Oh, I didn't realize. So the Hades boon that we got doesn't just make our cast a projectile, it locks it onto the enemy. So he is stuck in our cast no matter what he does. Which really does mean, like, there is never a situation where he will not be burning with Scorch. Although it does look like when he teleports there, he clears all curses. Just like his son. How lame. All right, let's get behind him and just stack on the attack-ins. We haven't even taken damage yet, I think. Now, we must have taken some damage because I remember having 16... I thought I had 69 armor. Maybe I'm mistaken. These things are going to be the things that hit me, right? Because I have taken so much damage to these friends, or unfriends, I suppose. Thankfully, once again, I just toss out my cast and run away, and, oh, well, there's our first hit of damage. All right, so we'll get him phased before... I think I just let him cook. Let him cook, Kiwi, let him cook. He doesn't have enough Scorch damage to get killed, but that's fine. There he goes.
You do not belong here. You do not belong anywhere at all.
All right, so we're not gonna no damage him, but can we no red HP him? We still have armor, so I can take one hit. I want to try and get as much Scorch on him as early as possible, because now he's just gonna sit there with our cast on him and keep cooking. Oh, goodness, I'm lucky that didn't hit me. I walked kind of into it there. Oh gosh, there's our armor. Okay, armor is broken. We should phase him any second now. Use our iframes on the cast to get out of that one. All right, there's his phase. Not stand in the things that hurt us. Toss out our cast. Oh, wow, we auto-targeted to his friend. Where is it, where is it, where is it? I can't actually tell. I'm gonna have to stand here. That's lame. That's so lame that he chose the spot where I had to stand as a place where I could not avoid the damage without... Like, the options there were either take a hit that instant kills us, and we don't want that, obviously, or... There was... Basically, it was a lose-lose situation no matter what I wanted, but, like, again... We have this in the bag. We took one hit to our red health the entire run. Oh, and I mean, he's giving it to us for free now. Need to make sure my cast is out. I'm not getting origination here. Oh, dude, I thought I had the dash timing right. I could have done that better. Oh, well. Here, keep cooking. And we win. Hestia is so broken, man.
Some family you are. Go on and try to cast me out as they once did. See what good shall come of it.
Don't worry, Kronos. We have different plans. You'll see in time. I
intend to. Though if you wished to be part of the family so much, perhaps you wouldn't have waged war with them.
With them, you say? Not us. You too are a reject daughter of Hades. Always shall be, and always would have been.
What do you mean by that, actually? I still think we're getting like new custom dialogue that they added after my original playthrough, so I'm curious to see what he's alluding to there. Anyway, what a like this one was a cakewalk, and it always is with a Hestia build. We had 14 levels on the attack. Like, that's so silly. And then we had, I think, pyrotechnic. Well, here's what we do. We do pyrotechnique. Where are you? There you are. Then we had burning desire, the rapture ring, and where's Hades? Boom. There we go. I think that was basically our build. Let's be honest. All right, another win. Time to go rub it in Nemesis's face.
I have what I need for now.
But first, we say hi to good old Ziggle-Zaggle. How close are we to leveling this up? It doesn't say here, but yeah, I love Arachne's keepsake. I often, when I don't know which god I want to start with, I take her keepsake and I kind of make a no-hit challenge. We'll definitely be using it. We'll definitely be using it again, needless to say, but I'll probably try and prioritize some other keepsakes so that we can get them leveled up.
To the abyss of the subconscious I descend. night in darkness. Guide me to my blood beyond the grasp of time.
All right, let's see what Zagreus has to say today about his hair. Any second now.
Dream, which means she must be close. Melinoi? Melinoi, that's a nice name. Melinoi, are you out there? No?
I'm glad he likes his name. I'm glad he likes our name. I think it sounds like melon. I like melon.
Hello again, sister. You wanted me to search for signs of Kronos preparing for a big surprise, and while it isn't much, I did locate machinery in Tartarus that seemed a little out of place.
Machinery? You mean the gears that turn the ever-shifting chambers? In my time, that machinery is spread through Tartarus as far as I can see. What do you make of it?
Well, normally I wouldn't have made anything of it, but perhaps it's connected to what you're saying. I'm working on tracing where it leads. What about you? Any word on how we ought to proceed?
We're just gonna keep making Kronos kind of angry, talking to daddies, and eventually have you figure out what we do next.
We need a weapon. The problem is that Kronos can resist the arms once used to vanquish him. On top of that, it needs to be available both to you in your time and to me in mine. The closer to our family, the better. Can you think of something suitable?
That's that's something that I wish they expanded on a little bit more. The problem is that Kronos can resist the arms once used to vanquish him. They've never really established that, as far as I'm aware, in any other prior dialogue. So, like, and we have no way of gameplay demonstrating that either. So it feels a little odd in the writing. I will comment on that, I think.
Nothing immediately comes to mind. I have some mortal weapons in my chambers, but they hardly worked at any point. A weapon both in my time and in yours. And none of the infernal arms will do.
Give it some thought, but please make haste. Kronos shall realize what I'm up to here eventually, and this connection weakens every night. For now, I'd better go.
Hold on. What happened to the servants of this house? To my friends? Loves of my life? You said Kronos took everybody. Did you mean everybody, or...
So when he says loves of his life, is that like in reference to his friends, or is he referring to Meg and Than? I'm unclear.
Well, no. Hypnos is with us, but fast asleep. Commander Skelemius, too. He's marshalling the Shades still loyal to our father. Poor Cerberus has been cast out into the morning fields. But as for all the rest...
Oh, at least the good Commander Skelemius made it out. But Nyx, Achilles, Thanatos, Megara, Dusa, Orpheus... Our grandfather has all of them locked up.
I feel like he's missing someone. I just can't place it. I feel bad. He should be asking about the head chef and the wretched broker. Those guys were definitely friends. Is there anyone from the House of Hades? I guess not. I feel like I must be forgetting someone.
He has our father bound in chains in Tartarus. I understand he's trapped the others, frozen them in time. But we can break his hold on them. I'm certain that we can. Goodbye for now, brother. Think of a weapon we can use to set this right.
I've already forgotten the names that he listed, but I hope he didn't list Meg and Than in there. He probably did.
Sure thing. I think of weapons all the time.
I'm getting through to him, I think.
All right, Phrynos, good RNG, please.
You knew I could do it, didn't you, Phrynos?
I love our little froggy friend. He's so cute.
Who dares?
I dare.
You think that you achieved a victory, witch? You merely prolonged your demise, for the Titan whom you vanquished possesses but the smallest fraction of my power.
Beware her power. She will crush us with her gremlin energy.
So you heard. I'm surprised and humbled that you deigned to pay my meager accomplishments any heed, O Spirit. How did you know?
I am all-knowing.
Also, the Shades out there were going off about it. Some of them are right outside the tent. Told them they can't come in, but they're still out there, I think.
I feel like out of all the characters in this game, Dora probably is the one that has a personality similar to mine, being way too over the top, and then just going back to a neutral, yeah, I'm lazy, or I'm not motivated, I don't want to do this, I'm feeling it, I'm not feeling it, kind of vibe.
Thank you for keeping them at bay.
She's just here to chill, and keep Mel company. And that's good enough. That's what she needs to do.
Begging your pardon, Shades.
All right, family in need. The daughter of the god of the dead shall reconnect with her closest comrades on Olympus, allies of the unseen who kept her secret from the rest of the family. Meet the huntress and meet the messenger. 10 silver. We are gonna get ourselves a big angry axe. Keeper of Shadows. The daughter of the god of the dead shall reveal a portion of the Book of Shadows entrusted to her. Book of Shadows? Oh, okay, so we do have the codex. I just for some reason thought we didn't.
The fates expected this.
That gave us a nice little lump sum of bones and silver. Okay, perfect. That's very exciting for us. No Artemis this time, that's fine.
Welcome, Lord Charon. I heard from Hermes at last, my lord. He didn't get into the details of what he discovered, though perhaps you know more. I understand. It's not my wish to pry.
Okay. We've got 80 grass, which means we can definitely upgrade our Arcana a little bit. And then I want to buy the strength card. So I do think I'm going to buy the 15 ash I need here. There we go. Okay, we're going to gain access to one of the best Arcana in the game for the next run.
What you said to me before about my mother, that was very cruel.
It really was, actually. That was really mean.
Fair enough. Can't kill each other here, but we can use our words. If we were fighting for real, I wouldn't have held back either.
So she's still mad about it. Oh well.
I figured not.
I mean, that's very nemesis of her. She would say things that your nemesis would say.
One step closer. We heard about the Titan's latest misfortune by your hand. Is all else proceeding as intended by your estimation?
I think so. We just need to find a suitable weapon now, and then everything that's come to pass can be undone.
Perhaps not everything, but plenty. You know the rest by heart, and I'll not pry for further details. But should an unexpected setback come to pass, tell me at once.
I shall.
I feel like the most likely unexpected setback is that Zacharias isn't as enthusiastic about killing his granddad as you guys are.
Interesting.
Aha, all right. Some good stuff to unlock here. So, let's see. Of all of these, Divination of the Elements is by far the most valuable. Reveal hidden elemental affinities of various boons. Olympians will offer boons that use these. The world's near limitless possibilities are composed of a scarce few elementary particles.
Within the boons of Mount Olympus, I would see their elemental essences, my victory.
Okay, so infusion boons are now on the table, and they are incredibly powerful when offered. Basically, all the boons have an elemental affinity associated with them, and once we get a certain threshold of them, gods will offer us boons that can scale with that, with those, with their corresponding element. And some of them are like dodge chance or damage or other really fun effects. They're really strong, or can be. They have the option of being really strong. Let's go ahead and get this. Forget Me Not. Improve your memory. Press Y on recipes for at-a-glance reminders for which resources you need. The nice thing about this is it actually shows up on doors during actual runs as well, so it tells me this door will have something you're looking for. While witchcraft often demands careful memorization, there are tools as well as spells to aid with this.
Kataski Onaski.
As you say.
So Kiwi, let me Kataskion ask you a question.
Well done.
Did you ever do the thing where you like tie a string to your finger to remember something didn't want to forget? Because it never worked for me, so I stopped doing it very early on.
I've laid down at the bottom of the sea. All sorts of nastiness lurking there, that the reports make clear. I wager you've seen some things.
You'd win that wager handily. The worst of them has to be the sea monstrous called Scylla and a siren friends. They have this ridiculous act.
What, Skiller's still around? The sirens, no less? It's a wonder you made it back. Well, please tell me you didn't listen to a word they sang.
Might have memorized the chorus a little bit, actually.
Oh, I heard an earful.
He definitely doesn't seem enthused about that.
Full bloom.
All right, we've officially harvested our first set of plants. We only have one seed, so that's all I'm going to plant now.
The embodiment of sleep dozes interminably in a private little grove, visited on occasion by the princess of the underworld, whenever she requires time to think and plan.
Or just to check on him.
I love that they made his robe look basically like a sleeping bag. It looks so cozy.
I delve into the abyss of the subconscious with you, O Sleep. With my brother, the path was so clear. Well, we shall find another way.
Alrighty, I think we've talked to everyone in town aside from Scalamius. We do need to pet our friends for good RNG.
How have my favorite creatures been surviving recently?
How dare you say that without accounting for Phrynos? Phrynos should be amongst these two. They're all wonderful. They're all your favorite. Rise of Stygian Wells. Cause locations in the underworld to sometimes contain a well of Charon. The Titan of Time called for all the boatmen's wells to be buried, as they could not be destroyed. Let them rise!
Dormant wells of Charon rise again into the night. So mote it be.
So mote it be indeed. Alright, let's go unlock the strength card.
Think I can raise my grasp.
Let's get that first.
So that's it.
Can't get more grasp. That does... Ooh, there's a tempting reality where I go buy a bunch of grasp and... Honestly, let's see if I can do that real quick. I don't think I have enough bones to be able to afford the grasp that we need to unlock that extra bit of Arcana, but let's see. This gives 5 for 30 bones. We have 45. We needed, what, 120? So do a quick bit of math there. I don't want to. So 12 times 30 would be 2... Wait, 12 times 30. Maybe I can. I'm not going to think too hard about this. We're just going to go for it.
Should be of use.
Oh, we can absolutely do that. Okay. So yeah, we're going to unlock strength today. That's great. I am going to keep trying to buy Psych because we need it.
Soon enough.
Or Psyche, rather. All right. So now I upgrade this one more time, and I just take Strength card for free.
Strength.
Typically, what I would normally do is I would just take one of these, either Jet Defiance or Strength, and in most situations I would take Strength. But why not take both? We'll lose out on the DPS that Strength gives early, but it gives us one really strong final stand at the end. I think it's worth it. All right, Kiwi. Well, let's go say goodnight to Skelly.
There's no way she could have... Oh, hey.
Hey.
I'm pleased to see you made it here.
Oh yeah, that's a nice little bit of extra flavor and charm that this game has, is when you save shades with the Peace Tablet during the runs, they actually come back here.
Have you seen, Commander? Lord Charon's come to visit us. At last our supply lines are secure, and our counter-assault begins.
Yeah. It's been quite some time since good Lord Charon visited us last. We'd better all be on our best behavior around him. But, where'd you get all that supply line stuff?
Why, he told me himself, sir. In his way.
Oh.
You can tell that Skelly's maybe a little bit uncomfortable around Charon.
The Silver Pool.
We do have the Moonstone Axe unlockable, but I think I'll take the Silver Spade first because the Grasp wants us to do another Linen Oros run. I'm not too enthused about that, admittedly, but maybe we try it one more time, and I start with an Aphrodite build, maybe. Anyway, Silver Spade, used for digging up the seeds and other valuables left behind the earth. It is said to uncover only that which Gaia willingly bestows.
The Silver Spade. You're mine.
Do make good use of that.
All right, you know what? I'm going to commit to it. Let's see if we can get our first win on the sister blades.
My collection grows.
That said, I mean, Hestia isn't a bad option, but I think what I do here is let's take Aphrodite and we'll go for her attack. And I have a plan with that in mind. We'll see if it works. There's no guarantee it works. But there was a build I used to run that was centered around the Omega attack, where it teleports you to enemies, and since you're going to be close, you're going to be dealing more damage with Aphrodite's attack. We just need to manage our magic and then bail out. We'll see how it works. It may not work out, and there's always the chance that Aphrodite just refuses to give us her anything. Seeing as we don't get any testament for doing this, I'll just keep it at the baseline heat here, or fear. And with all that said, Kiwi, I think that's all we've got for tonight, or today, I guess. Oh, wow, it is 7 p.m. I woke up at 4, I'm now realizing. Kiwi, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're sleeping, I hope you're sleeping well. My sleep schedule is a hot mess, no less than yours, and that's the way I like it on my vacation days. With all that said, I love you, and I will see you in the next one for more Hades 2.
I must go.